Welcome to this month's Soulcast for May 2024. I'm super excited to be here with you, Dawn L. I am a channel and a healer for the last 20 years, and I mentor in subconscious transformation. This Soulcast and energy report is going to help you navigate this month to your highest alignment. April was a doozy with those eclipses, letting go of so much, really stepping into a new identity. If you didn't notice that one specific area of your life was completely rendered anew, then I'd be surprised. And the identity work is going to help you step into a new future timeline. And you may have felt like I talk about eclipses being wormholes where you step in it and then you come out on the other side different. And then the fact that we had the Mercury retrograde, I mean, there was so much around the I am consciousness. So I'm so curious, share in the comments how you shifted. Like, what is the biggest takeaway that you had in April? I remember the month card that I pulled for last month was deception and envy. And I really feel that the deception was all the ways that we've hidden our greatness from ourselves and all the shadow work that we had to do. There's so much light coursing in on this planet right now. And as the light courses in and our frequency is rising up and we are ascending to higher heights of who we can be, of course, it's going to push out our shadows. Of course, we're going to have to do the shadow work. So shadow work, in case you're new to this term, is those places that we've denied or rejected or repressed who we really are. And they came up, these shadows, in order for you to transmute them, for you to take it and say, I need to accept this part of myself. I don't need to ignore this aspect of who I am. And once acclimated, once brought into the totality of who you are, you become more whole. So I'm hoping that you walked out of April, although a challenging month, feeling, okay, I feel that I'm starting to be more of who I'm meant to be in this life, that I'm not acquiescing and allowing myself to play small in my relationships or in other aspects of my life. Okay. So the card that we're going to start off for May, I pulled this card, Fulfillment of Wishes. I'm so excited. This card, it's a 9 card. So it's denotes, and a lot of times a 9 denotes completion. So it's a completion of some cycle. So I feel like it's a completion and a new beginning of this eclipse cycle. So I want you to think about, what do you want to co-create now that you've done some of this identity work, now that you've moved out of some of the difficulty and some of the challenges and get to move into a space in May where there's forward momentum, there's going to be more ease, and there's an acceleration on the gas pedal. I really feel that in some ways it's almost as if you get the green light and it's saying, go forward, make things happen. What is it that you want? And when we see this card, it's really, it's so perfect because most of the month we're in Taurus until we, go into Gemini season. But with Taurus, it's about manifesting. It's about being in your body. So there's going to be a big emphasis this month on that mind, body, soul connection. What is it that you want to create, and how can you prepare your nervous system and body to receive it, which means taking really good care of yourself, exercising, all the things that we can do to be very present and right here. I would love and highly encourage you to write a list of some of the things that you have been desiring. Really get into the energy of, at least 10 or 20 things. Some could be really far out and, wild stuff that you would want to create that maybe seem bigger than you could do. And then have some that are very tangible. But what I want you to put next to that list of the things that you desire is how they would make you feel. And I want you to start encoding into your body those frequencies. Start to allow yourself to feel that, because that's how you're going to shift and bring that into your life, by being it in the present moment. Not only feeling it, but then deciding, how am I going to take action? there's so much momentum that I'm feeling for May. So let's get into this first week, starting with May 1st. And let's see what the card's going to be. So for the first week of May, we get the Wisdom card, which is actually the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. And I love this card because it's one of change. And change, we've been going through so much change, haven't we? We have witnessed so much change, hopefully within ourselves. And now it's getting to find the tribe and the people and that support that will help you move forward. So that's one part of this. And the other aspect of it is to notice where you limit yourself in your reality to be able to receive that which you desire. So where are you limiting yourself? This could be internally with your beliefs. It could be with the people that in the job and the health and all the things that you have in your reality that are not supportive of what you say you really want. So this card is telling me there's a lot of kind of ability to rethink and restructure this week. Hopefully, when Mercury was in retrograde, you did have a lot of opportunity to really get a bird's eye view of what needed to shift. Now, this is the week that you get to implement some of these changes and restructure your life to match that which feels really good to you. I suggest coming up with maybe a couple new habits this week that you want to embrace and embody that would really get you so much closer to that version of you that you want to be. For instance, it could be a new exercise regime or eating plan, or maybe waking up earlier, but it's something that's very tangible within your reality that will help you construct and really find yourself just within weeks showing up in a new way within your life. The other piece of this card that I'm seeing is having to do with your intuition and your ability to receive your own information outside of what you're hearing around you. A better way to say this is your intuition should trump what is in the external reality right now. This week, if you can trust your intuition, it's really going to propel you forward. You'll be able to see things and see beyond the norm to really have the clarity for the next steps, especially if you're in a space where you're retiring old beliefs and old ways of doing things. As long as you take time to get in your body, get in nature, if you can have some quiet time, you're going to get your next steps for what you need to do that will put you forward on a new path. So this week feels very practical, very tangible, and helping you execute new changes and start to integrate the information you received about yourself during the eclipse season this last month, and especially step into this new identity. So make sure you find the habits that would be supportive of this new identity. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to cut out some beliefs and find the people. Like if you want to start running, find the running group that's going to help you. If you want to be more social, find the networking group. Like do the things that will in the external world be very supportive for you stepping into your new identity. Okay, so that's for the first week of the month. Then we go into the week of the 6th, or we have a new moon on the 7th. And I feel like this new moon is going to be really powerful. So let's see what this is all about. So for the week of the 6th, we have the Choose Wisely card, and we have, like I said, on the 7th, a new moon in Taurus. this is going to be a great week to set intentions. Use the new moon on Tuesday as an opportunity to get really clear in your heart on what you want to co-create, especially around your self-worth. I'm hoping that you have been building up your self-worth, realizing how valuable and how much potential you have in your life, and taking that and really firmly committing to the universe after last week, where you started maybe some new habits and started surrounding yourself with people that can support you in those new habits. I hope this week you see all the different opportunities that are open to you, to the point where you're going to have to be very discerning and asking yourself, okay, which opportunities do I want to align with? There feels like there's a few different roads open to you, or doors, if you want to say it that way. And these doors are all different potentials and possibilities, but it's your job to see which is most aligned. One of them even feels like a test, where you might be kind of brought back to things that you used to do. And it's really clear spirit is saying, no, 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 don't go back to the past. Go in new directions, go in new directions. But often the ego craves the safety and the comfort of what it knows. This time is not meant for that. This time is meant to take a leap of faith, try something new, and ask for the abundance that you know that you desire. This is not a time to play small. When we have a new moon in Taurus, it's really saying what is abundance for you. For everybody, it's going to be wildly different. For some people, they've already climbed the heights of making all the money they want. So maybe it's that relationship, or could be, vice versa for somebody else. So I'm not going to tell you what abundance is for you. I want you to be able to identify that abundance, and I want you to ask for it and come up with a plan of how you want to see your life 6 months from now when it comes to the Taurus full moon. So you're going to get really clear on what that abundance looks like. And then you're going to notice all the different directions and different things that start to open up when you say yes to showing up for yourself. I get this feeling that it's really important to show up. It's important to be out, put yourself out there. It's important to move about in the world. This isn't an energy to me of just like staying home and then like hoping and wishing and praying that things are just going to drop in your lap. This is an energy of go out and do the things that you need to do in order to receive what it is that you desire. The thing about this card too is it's all about the frequency that you choose to be in. So if you're wanting new synchronicities and such to come into your reality, where are you co-creating, and how is your relationship to that abundance? Because if you've had some mishaps and misfortune in the past around abundance in a specific area of your life, are you bringing that into your co-creation? Are you feeling that heaviness of like, well, it didn't work out for me in the past, so why is it going to work out now? I encourage you to come from a place of blank slate, just what is possible, and let the doors be opened for you in your reality. Trusting very much that new things want to be birthed. So for some of you, I'm getting the womb area, I'm getting the sacral chakra, that creative energy. For some, this is just going to be a wildly fertile time where you're noticing so many doors opening that before seemed very closed. And almost kind of I'm getting the energy of like surprise and joy of like, wow, look at how this I was trying to do these things before and it just wasn't opening up, and now all of a sudden I have more than one opportunity. So let the universe pleasantly surprise you this week. And the key with this and managing your frequency is to make sure you're coming from prosperity consciousness, not scarcity, not the past. Come from how you want to feel in the future, but also notice where you're at in the birth canal of life. And what I mean by that, and this could be for men too, this is not just for women. If you're birthing something, a new project, a new thing that you're wanting to do, take note this week of where it's at. and ask for support. So if it's like in the contraction phase, if you're finding it's difficult to get it off the ground or whatever it may be, ask for support. Ask divine, show me what it is that I need to do to get this moving forward. Because it feels like there's like a an opportunity for things to move through the birth canal and be birthed, and for the new to come through. I really get I for some reason just saw a mountain. I don't know why. And so I have to ask, was I just shown a mountain? But there's like a strength and a sturdiness to this energy that you've already been climbing this mountain for some time. And now it's time to have this new thing be birthed, to be able to see the greater, grander view of things. And the mountain also represents to me this almost masculine energy of taking the actions. But I want you to be in receptive prayer in your meditation space, asking that question of what would move this forward. Because like I said, there is just so much forward momentum, and you're going to have to find that you're going to have to make a choice, but you have to really take some time to understand which direction is the best, which one is in the most alignment. This is all about soul alignment. This is not about egoic alignment. And so you have to be really careful, because you're starting a new path. This is going to lead you forward in ways that you can't even imagine. It's almost like you're taking your power back, and the universe is just like giving you a swift, kind of push on the tushy forward. So I love the energy. Okay. So let's look at the week of the 13th. We have a full month in May. Wow. So we have a Uranus Cazimi on the 13th. We have a lot going on this week. Okay. 13th, obstacles and challenges. It's a 5 card. So just make sure that you're mindful of what, so, if we had the choose wisely card before, hopefully you've made some decisions. And this card is, I find this card to be spiritually, where when you say yes to things, then everything that is standing in the way kind of shows itself to you. So there might be some reveals this week of, okay, I thought it was clear sailing, smooth sailing, but oh, look, there's some choppy waters. I got to deal with this. Don't be discouraged. Don't be disappointed. Just stay on track. This energy is very much asking you, it's saying you're eliciting change because you're identifying at the beginning of the month some of the things that you really want. This is a month where there's a fulfillment of wishes and desires. So when you're claiming those things in that co-creative process, don't be upset if some choppy waters come, some obstacles. Stop and pause before you move forward if you're feeling blocked. Give yourself time to understand before you move forward. This is not a just kind of keep moving and pushing. This is not a time of force. It's not a time of hustling. It's a time of spiritual alignment, energetic alignment, and understanding, okay, this is seeming to be a block. What do I need to wait for? What do I need to see so that it can the new path can reappear, or a missing puzzle piece kind of locks in? There's an emphasis on your throat chakra this week. So there might be conversations or things happening that might feel a little bit more crunchy or challenging. Okay. Just notice how your conversations can either move you forward or they can create issues if you're not connected to the truth of what you're saying. There's a big element of speaking your truth, being in your truth, being mindful of your power and how that can support other people, and communicating from that place. I think the challenges come in when you don't do that, when you're not speaking from that alignment, where you're trying to acquiesce and people please this week. You're going to find yourself feeling very disappointed, and like there's stagnation in an area of your life. So notice where you could be more you this week, and you can see yourself finding more flow and ease when you find the congruency within all aspects of your life. There's a big message from Spirit this week that it's about coming into oneness and into the totality of bringing all disparate parts of yourself into the now moment. That's a big message. That entails a lot. But essentially what that means is it's that shadow work. It's not leaving any part of us out. So I'll make it kind of more simplified. Imagine you have your inner child that has its wounds, or your inner teenager, all these different aspects of you, right? And if you're in a situation where you're triggered or you're having issues, understanding which version of me is showing up for this, what version of me is behind the wheel. And then once you establish that, let's say it's your inner teenager or inner child, then finding the ways to bring them into the mix, soothing them, and then coming back to the present moment of, okay, if it's your 3-year-old whose wound is being activated within you, right? Not your 3-year-old, but the inner 3-year-old, notice and be like, okay, I need to soothe this part of myself, but I need to come back to present moment consciousness of who I am. So it takes a minute to be with that part of yourself and to reclaim that aspect of yourself so you can come into full totality. There is some magic happening this week if you sit through that, to find inner union within yourself of your masculine and feminine. There's a lot of reparenting going on this week within yourself. For some of you, you might find yourself being triggered by children and having to deal with a lot of issues there. Not sure why, but I think it's just part of what's going on this week. And so if you do find yourself having issues with your children or some of the people that you really care about in your life, like I said, go back to, what is this bringing up in me? What part of me is being activated? And then come back to your present moment self. Come back to the fact that this very thing that's happening in your reality is there to support you to come into your highest alignment. Don't resist it. Don't fight it. Just be with it. Okay, that's the energy for the 13th. Okay, and then for the 20th, let's see what we have. I just saw a squirrel run across my outside. I have lots of squirrels in my backyard because there's lots of trees. Okay, so for the week of the 20th, we have the Power card. I love this card. We are officially going into Gemini season on the 20th, and we have a full moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd. So lots of action occurring. And oh, Gemini, right? The mind. I love it. It's ruled by Mercury. Gemini, to me, I just love that sign. It's just so fun. So as we move into Gemini season, for this week, we got the Power card. It's the strength card in the traditional tarot. And I was beginning this month by talking about what's available to us, what we can co-create, how it's the theme of this month is fulfillment of wishes. So although it's changing from Taurus to Gemini, we still are in the energy. And so this week you might get some lightning flash ideas of how you can move forward in different ways in your life, clarity, ideas, inspiration, and the strength to see it through, the power to see it through, to really hold that energy that is that activation that wants to move you forward. I love this energy because it's about, as you are evolving and becoming a better version of yourself, you are still, of course, the journey never stops. But this week, there's going to be almost like, what do you have to tame within yourself? And I'm what I mean by that, what Spirit's saying is, you're not taming the wildness out of you by any means. because in this card on the traditional tarot, it's the woman is taming the lion or the tiger. I'm not sure which animal it is exactly, but she's one with it. She can face it. She's not afraid. She's not running from it. And it's almost like she's come into alignment with the wildness, and she's not in fear. So what part of yourself can you tame, in the sense that you may have the inner critic still activating when things don't go right? You may have this negative, self-fulfilling part of you that always goes back to the old story when things don't go right. So taming it, right, is kind of like you're getting that out of there. You're pushing out that negativity and saying, I don't want to keep giving power to that anymore. I want to give power to my dreams and to the possibilities and the potentials. And so this week you get to see that when you harness your strength, you come into this very powerful position within your life, and you start to yield and to then like move past the negative, and then you start to use like your sword of light, which is the metaphor, to cut through whatever negativity and stuff and leave it behind and move towards the things that you really want. This is a very, very powerful week. And then with the Sagittarius full moon, there's a culmination, right, of what started back in November during, I think it was early November or late November, early December, with the new moon in Sagittarius, and how much has shifted for you. And where are you with your spirituality and your faith? Has anything shifted for you? I sure hope it has with everything we've been going through, because faith is your fuel to get you through no matter what's happening outside of you. When you cut away that negativity and you say, I'm not going to be just focusing on my problems. I'm not going to ignore that they're there, but like I want to be in the energy of faith and what's possible and what is going to propel me forward. So there's just this sense of really getting in your power. So for you in particular, what is it that you need power for? What part of your reality is asking you to show up in a more bolder and more aligned way? That's where I want you to focus this card. And what do you need to tame? Where is the negative inner critic or the story or the past version of you trying to fight with what's happening right now and keep you from being able to be in the fullest alignment of your leadership, your authority, your agency to create the life that you want? Okay, that's the energy for this week. Okay. And then let's see, last but not least. For the week of the 27th, we have the beautiful Crown Chakra card. I love this card so much because not only does it speak to your spiritual practice that fuels you and gives you a richness beyond anything this external, I was going to say, I was combining exterior and external reality can give you, but it's really your ability to peer into the future and bring back something into the now moment. There's something about this last week where you can taste your future. You can see an aspect, and I am a futurist, so I'm always talking about the future. But this feels almost like it's a slideshow where you're getting like so much opportunity to taste different parts of what's available to you in the future. And then you get to decide, oh gosh, what of these aspects do I want to work with? This is so fun. Oh my gosh, could it be possible that I'd be here in my work or my relationships or whatever it might be for you? Literally, I see like a slideshow, like you're going to be given hints and different aspects and feelings about your future. And if you feel inclined, you could say to the divine, help me to co-create this. I know I can't do this alone. I don't know what the how is, but I know that I want to get there. So what is it this week that is being shown to you that you need a little extra support to make it real, to make it come alive for you? So be mindful of how you're taking care of your body this week too, because nothing, this is the thing I have learned in all my years of channeling, of being a spiritual teacher, supporting others. The last line of defense is the body. The body, when you're trying to create a new reality, when you're seeing new things, the body is the part that if it's not on board, it will literally block you from having the things that you want. And you may be saying, well, what do you mean by that? What I mean is that if your nervous system doesn't have the capacity to hold the new, it will find a way to sabotage it. It'll make you sick. It'll make you not be able to be consistent and keep up with the things that you have. So when you're working with this energy this week, notice how your mind, body, and soul can integrate in such a way so that you have the nervous system capacity to begin new patterns and to hold the frequencies and the energy of the things that you want for your future. Because I know June is going to be a big month, big, beautiful shifts are going to be happening. And I really feel that this month of May is the momentum, it's the push forward. It's you kind of having things be coming through so much clarity this month. Doesn't mean that there's not craziness happening in the collective and that there's still things that are making you second guess if you can have the life that you want when so much negativity is happening in the collective. But my reminder to you is that your frequency is a contribution to the quantum field. And the more that you can be happy with yourself, your reality, the more that you bring that into the collective frequency. And we need that. We need people that are going to be happy, that are choosing to live their best lives. So this card, this crown chakra card, really gives you a gorgeous opportunity to get dreamy, to understand what is it that you want to bring in. And you're going to see these different visuals and visions or get hints or understandings. So I love this energy. Play with this energy, have fun with this energy, and ask the divine to work on the how. Okay, I hope that you have a fantastic month of May. I'd love to hear how things are unfolding as we go, and I will see you all soon. Take care.